Dieting sucks. I get it. But in this video, we're going to go over some of the most common mistakes that people make when dieting isn't working. Hey everyone, it's me, Chris, from Body Recomp Fitness Coaching. And today we're going to talk about how to get results when dieting isn't working. And some of these things are things that we're not even conscious of that we're doing, or they're just due to we're not being set up properly, and they're very common. So it's not anything to be frustrated or bad about. The thing is don't waste energy being frustrated. Waste the energy fixing it and getting right so you can get that progress. Some of the most common diet mistakes is the major one is most people have unrealistic expectations. They hear and they see a lot of programs, lose 30 pounds in 90 days or lose 10 pounds this week and things like that. And the thing with that is that sets up a lot of people, they believe that this is possible and this is possible for everyone. But let me preface this by saying this first. There is a difference between fat loss and weight loss. So when I try to set it up for my clients, I always try to achieve fat loss. And what I mean by say that is I want to keep the muscle, because the muscle is your engine for burning calories. Most of the calories that you burn is controlled by your lean body mass. So we don't want to lose that. And in some cases, people have goals where they want to look good. They just don't want to be a skinny person. They want, bigger shoulders, arms, legs, glutes, chiseled bodies, just like as if they were Greek gods or something like that. And so for that's going to require them to keep their muscle and lose the fat. So with a realistic expectation, when people go on those weight loss programs, they don't discriminate between weight loss and fat loss. And we want fat loss. This is about losing fat here. So that's a process. You can only lose so much fat at one time. There's a limit. Because remember, fat loss is about calories in versus calories out. But there's a caveat. If you try to go too fast, your body fights back. Second, it also depends on what your starting point. Sometimes people's starting point when they come to me is they're doing everything wrong to not only to have high body fat, but to have low muscle and recover from their lifestyle. So sometimes when you were doing a lot of stuff wrong and you fix it by saying, okay, let's make sure you're recovering. Let's get you enough protein. Let's work on your sleep. Let's get you enough vitamins and minerals and stuff like that. The body finally has what it needs to build muscle. You'll get that fat loss, but then you're also getting that building of muscle too. So if you're only using the scale, that's not going to be reflected on the scale. So, and that's also why you also use other, you just don't use a scale. You'll use pictures, you'll use circumference measurements and things like that. Sometimes people use old clothes, or clothes they want to get into, clothes that they're really tight on them, and see if they get looser. But that's sort of the deal there. So you want to have realistic expectations. Like again, SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. Okay, so most people could only lose an average of 1 to 2 pounds per week. So that's a SMART goal. So you could say, hey, okay, I weigh 200 pounds. Over 12 weeks, I want to lose 12 to 24 pounds. So at the 12 weeks, I want to be somewhere between 176 and 188. That's a SMART goal, and that's more realistic. Now, I also like to have somebody slap a body fat goal on there. I'm at 30% body fat. I want to be at 25 at the end of 12 weeks. That satisfies all your bases. But then those are more realistic goals, as opposed to counting on being able to lose 3, 4, 5 pounds a week, every week for 12 weeks. That's a lot. It's possible for some people. It's not possible for most people. It's possible for some people, but you want to be realistic about what you can do so you're not disappointed with your results. Okay, the second is the calorie creep, okay? So a lot of the times when we're dieting, the body can take that as trying to find a way to survive. It takes us as we're starving, some sort of starvation ploy, when we're just cutting off a little bit and we're just trying to lose a little bit of weight, so we can get healthier and get back to normal. So one of the things it'll subconsciously do is turn up that appetite. So in addition to what you normally eat, you'll start snacking a little bit more. And those your calorie intake, even though you have noble intentions. Let's say you cut it down to 1,500 and it winds up being 1,800, 1,900 because you do a lot of snacking in addition to your dieting, and you're not logging it, so you're not aware of it. Or like, for example, I did one video years ago where I had a little bit of extra cashews, 1 ounce of cashews, and that 1 ounce of cashews resulted in, I believe that was about 12 to 16 extra grams of fat, which at that meal, I used up my fat intake for the day. So I had to make adjustments to the rest of my day. But anyway, just those cashews are high calorie foods, and that little ounce is just such a small amount. We don't know it. So those calories start creeping up. But let me also talk about another way calories creep up, what you might not have thought about. Sometimes when we're dieting, again, the body is trying to fight back against that, thinking that we're in a famine, we're starving ourselves. So another way that the calories may creep up is, you're a normal person, you normally have a lot of activity, you walk the dogs, you're washing the dishes, folding laundry, and doing all these household chores and stuff like that. Sometimes when people are dieting, they're less likely to want to do these extra activities outside of working out. They want to just lay around a little bit more, not be as active as they normally. So in that way, find ways to burn less calories, closing your calorie deficit and making weight loss harder because you're less active. So you want to be conscious of this. A lot of people, they track all their steps, but for me, when I'm home, I don't wear a watch. I don't carry my phone with me. So those aren't being tracked, but you also have to be conscious. So you may have to add extra cardio to make up for that. Third common diet mistake is a lack of consistency. Most people, in order to succeed with weight loss or any type of change, you're going to need at least an 80% compliance. So you could line up all your behaviors. You say, okay, I got to achieve my macro goals. So both my protein, or within 10% of my protein, 10% of my fats, my carbs, but also 10% of my calories without any extras. And you're going to have to do this at least 80%, and in some cases, 90% of the times. And include all your workouts in those behaviors. And you're saying, okay, well, I've set my nutrition plan. I say to people, hey, set your nutrition plan to 4 to 5 times a week of working out, or 3 times a week. So you're going to need all these behaviors to line up and be consistent, because your calories, your workouts also contribute to your calorie burn, or contribute to your calorie deficit. And this also hurts people who are being random because they have no idea where they're at. They have no idea, what portion sizes are. They have no idea when they're overeating, undereating, how much protein they're eating, even if they're consistent with the exercise. Be consistent with both. You need a 50% score of both, okay, or everything. If you split your cardio, you need an 80% score with that. Having one good day isn't going to do anything if the rest of your days are bad or normal, because that'll be too small of a calorie deficit to get that pound or whatever that you're looking for every day. Having a good 3 good days and 3 effort days when you just eat everything under the sun also isn't good, because again, you can erase your deficit eating extra. So you have to be consistent with your plan, your exercise, your nutrition, fats, calories, carbs, proteins, okay, because your protein also contributes to your goal. If you want to hold on to your muscle, most cases it's going to be a gram per pound of body weight, or if you have a high BMI, which means you're overweight and your body fat is high, over fat, you're going to have to at least add a gram per pound of lean body weight. So you're going to need to be consistent with those, and you're more than likely going to have to be better than 80%. So also, as I add to that, people will say, hey, oh, you did good. You can have this off. You can have that off. Again, it's got to keep you at the 80%. So you may be able to do it once, but you can't do it every day. Stick with it. It's like, okay, well, 8 out of 10 times or 9 out of 10 times, you're going to have to say, no, I got to stick to my plan. I got into this earlier, and this is what I believe is the main killer. And I was told this years ago when they did studies with exercise and anything like that, people had to make sure not to give out any type of nutritional advice where people get aware of this. So the next one is going to be not tracking your food intake. You need some sort of way to quantify how much you're eating. Like I talked about that example with the cashews earlier, little bit of food, high amount of calories. And if you have not been tracking food, and I think it takes quite a few years of experience for this, because You have the people that are intuitive. They're intuitive eaters, which in my world, that's bad advice because most people got in their bad position by eating intuitively. They haven't developed the skills to say, okay, when I eat this way, I feel that way. So they don't have the tools to put those mechanisms in place. You start getting those tools by tracking your food. So, you could say, okay, when I don't eat enough, I might feel cold all day for absolutely no reason, even when it's 70 degrees outside. So you have tools for that. Or I haven't been eating enough, so I don't sleep as well. So you have the tools to associate with those behaviors so you can be intuitive. That takes years because it's a skill you have to develop. It's not just intuitively there because most people in the bad position because they ate intuitively. That being said, you want to start tracking your food. In most cases, it's going to be proteins, carbs, fats, and calories because, again, if you don't know how much you're eating and what you're eating, you don't know what adjustments you need to make. You need to start tracking and get aware of where you're at and then relate. And then when you're doing that, have that weekly weigh-in. So it's like, okay, I started Monday. I did well. I'm at a 80% or better compliance. So I'm going to weigh in on Sunday and, oh, look, I lost some weight. And there we go. Now, remember, when you do this weigh-in, you want to be in the same state all the time. You don't want to just say, okay, I'm going to do this weigh-in Monday before breakfast. Do it Monday before breakfast and do it Sunday after breakfast. You do it first thing in Monday, go to the restroom, jump on the scale that's in the bathroom, boom, do the same thing on Sunday before you eat anything and keep those situations similar so you can properly assess everything and you can assess your tracking so you know if you really need to make an adjustment or if you're just not on the plan. When people are random and they're randomly doing things and they're messing up intuitively, the first thing you got to do to fix it is get on the plan. So you might as well just start there. This is a big one, and I have a video on this with sleep being the biggest, the missing link or the hidden link between all your fitness goals, whether it's building strength, building muscle, fat loss, body recomp. Sleep plays a role. Actually, I'll put a link in the comments. I'll put a link below on the YouTube video. If you want it, you can also message me for that, and I'll put that link up in case I forget by the time I make that video. Sleep is that hidden link because sleep has control your metabolism. It can control your appetite, whether you're feeling more hungry more often or can't stop eating once you're and you keep wanting to snack and overeat. Sleep controls all that. It controls how you recover from your workouts. So sleep plays such a big role in all of that you want to make sure that you're working on your sleep habits. Now, it may not ever get perfect, but even improvements go a long way. Improvements could improve how you manage your blood sugar levels, which, plays a role with all that. Again, that's in the sleep video. I'm not going to get too much into that. But that sleep is a hidden link. It's very important to try to work on your sleep habits, getting those 8 hours, or at least as much high quality sleep as possible. Okay, so this is about getting you back on track. So in order to get you back on track, first thing you're going to say, I just said it, you already know it, guess it, get back on the wagon. So if you've been off the wagon, what I'd probably do is you want to create a new starting point. So get your body fat tested, get your weight, get your body fat tested, take your photos, do your circumference measurements, get your calorie intake together, get your macros together. So you're going to start all over and reassess your calorie and macro intake along with this new starting point so that you can properly assess where you're going, okay? Because what people will do is, okay, I fell off the wagon. I've been off the wagon a month, and then base their new starting point on where they were a month ago, 6 months ago, whatever. No, you want that on now. You want everything based off of where you're at right now. So, and you want to gauge your progress based on not where you were then, where you are right now. So get your new starting point and reassess your calories, your macro, maybe even your workout program. Be conscious of the foods you're eating. So if it's weight loss, in most cases, you're going to want to prioritize whole and unprocessed foods, natural foods. I like paleo for a lot of people who are starting off with high body fat because that also promote very low or eating too little. What I would do is I would add little bits of, so I do with rice. I eat a lot of rice. So I would put rice in my meals closest to my workout because your body is more sensitive to those type of carbs. I have a video on that. I won't get too much into that. and maybe some potatoes in the meal after the post-workout drink. So around the workout, your body is much better at handling carbs. But you don't want to excessively out of control carb intake unless you can handle it. Most people who have high body fat, you want to prioritize low glycemic index, below 55 on the GI list, low glycemic index foods, away from the workout, whole, unprocessed, low glycemic index carbs, high protein, good low lean sources of protein away from the workouts. And then as you get close to the workout, maybe a little sweet potato carbs. But I take half of my daily carb intake and I put it near my workout. So half of that would be with the post-workout drink, and then the other half would be with the meal, with the 2 meals around that post-workout. I'll go into that further in another video if you guys care. Or you can hire me to sort that out for you. But prioritize your foods there. Of course, get your strength training workouts right. Okay, now remember, strength training is also about progressive overload. So you have to find, and it's not always about lifting more weight. Most people say, oh yeah, progressive overload. So I'm lifting 55 pounds, 60 pounds. And it's like, because you're not going to progress in that way that fast once you get a little bit of experience. It may take a while. So, but also you can shorten the rest periods. You can go from performing single sets to supersets and giant sets, getting more work done in less time. Okay, making your workouts more dense. You have to look for ways, and it's hustle. You're looking for ways to improve your strength training to get more work done or to create more calorie burn so you can enhance that calorie deficit and get your fat loss. Of course, look for ways to improve your sleep quality. Do you have are you magnesium deficient? Or do you even know? Most people are deficient in magnesium. It's very common. So 400 milligrams of magnesium a day at bedtime may not be a bad thing. Practicing proper sleep hygiene may not be a bad thing. Again, I have that sleep video. If you want to know more about the sleep, check that out. And managing your stress. So, weight loss is a stressor, okay? Because that's why the body tries to fight back and try to do things to make you want to eat more or move less, to try to erase your calorie deficits. When people are trying to really get aggressively with the dieting, I really, really suggest that guided breathing, that guided meditation deal there. It can help their sleep quality, help their bodies relax so they can better deal with all the things that you've been through with your dieting and with your workout. So manage your stress levels, and if you can't change the factors around you as far as bills to pay, dealing with family and children, things like that, learn to turn it off or turn it down by getting in some guided breathing and meditation and stuff like that. I use Headspace. Calm is also great, and sometimes it's just simple as inhaling for 4 seconds, pausing for 4 seconds, and exhaling over 6 seconds for a few minutes. And those apps have drills for that. So hopefully some of those tips will be helpful to you. If not, I'll be having a lot of programs for sale. I have a weight loss course, one for men called Lean Life, and one for women called Lean Lady. Now, this is not a body recomp thing. This is going to be more focused on weight loss and getting or fat loss, I'm going to say. So getting the pounds of fat off your body while preserving the muscle, and teach you how to manage that and walk through it. Okay, Lean Life and Lean Lady. I will have the workouts available, but it won't be without the other things that will be available in the course. So it'll be, of course, be about getting your macros right and your calories right, things like that, and assessing your progress at the right times and stuff there. So Lean Life, Lean Lady, or I also offer personalized programs. If you're stuck or you need me to point you in the right direction with that, hit me up for a personalized program, and I'll get you on the right path there. If you have any questions in the meantime, comment below or shoot me a DM.